Out of 10. How was the sex with the last person you had it with, and why? 10 tenths would definitely do again. He's very dominating, and the dirty talk is A+. Sploosh. Plus I like the tingle. Apostrophe. 1/10 because she stopped mid-doggy to cry about her ex. Damn. I laughed when I shouldn't have, but that's rough. Rough. 10 tenths my hand and I really enjoy each other. Sweet Pamela and her 5 lovely daughters. Pamela Henderson. Or Mrs. Palmer and her 5 daughters. Lol. 9 tenths. It was my GF. We didn't have sex for a long time because she was basically emotional apathic due to the contraceptives and was never in the mood. She basically went off the pill about 2 months ago and she started to become more cuddly again. Because we had such a long sex break and grew more emotionally together over the last few months than with a physical relationship, it felt more intense when we had sex again. From a just sex perspective it was kinda average, but the overall experience was great, just because it had more emotional weight behind it. Fucking same thing here. No more than a week ago we finally did it again after a long hiatus. Those damn contraceptives. I'd wear 10 layers of rubber every time, if that means my normally high sex drive. GF don't turn asexual ever again. I know it's a joke, but don't wear 2 condoms over each other, deal break. 8 tenths after a bit of a hiatus from pain, play I went to town on my girlfriend's ass. We both agree that it had been too long since we did any of that. But life came in the way and we mostly resorted to vanilla quickies the last 6 weeks. Why not 10 tenths? I was enjoying myself a little too much and orgasmed a little earlier than we both would have liked. Feel like I'm on Yelp. Trashy yet intriguing. 3 out of 10 because I was just emotionally disconnected from everything and only did it to get it over with. I'm really sorry that this happened to you. Thanks man, it was hard, but I'm over it. 0 tenths. My husband and I were having a drink in our hot tub out back and got naked. About 20 minutes into making out and playing we realized our neighbor in back was just sitting on his porch watching us. We decided to move it inside and realized during our fit of passion I tossed my husband's shorts into the middle of the yard and he'd done the same with my bikini bottom I was wearing. So, under the eye of this old bugger we say duck it and stroll naked towards the house. When we get to the door my husband realizes we'd accidentally locked ourselves outside. He tells me if I go get his shorts, he'll walk around to the front and go in through the garage. We have a coat pad. So, strolling totally nude with my head up and shoulders back I walk out to the center of the yard and proceed to step into not 1, but 2 piles of dog shit. I toss him the shorts and start hosing my feet off, no longer giving a shit that this guy's watching us from his porch. Husband goes out the fence and then I hear the garage door. I put on my bikini and wait for him and wait for him and wait for him and then I go around and look and our garage is open and he's inside. I try the door and it's locked. He must have gone inside and locked me out. So I go back around back expecting him to come open the door, but he's nowhere. I carefully walk back out to the yard and I can see him moving around upstairs. The bathroom light is on and I see shadows. So I sit on a patio chair and grab my drink and wait for him to finish whatever the duck he's doing. Finally he comes out and he's got a bloody towel wrapped around his foot. Apparently the garage light didn't come on and he stepped on a screw and it got stuck in his foot and he was bleeding everywhere and went to pull it out and see if he needed stitches. So we go back upstairs and I patch up his foot. We make some more drinks and start back at the fooling around bit in our office upstairs where the bar is. We start messing around and in short, while he bends me over the back of the couch and is spanking me and roughly ducking me, like really rough, like how to duck sex. X. It's not bad at all. L. I'm getting into it. T. And then suddenly he just like flies backwards and crashes into his desk. K. Hits the chair and smacks onto the ground. D. He'd reopened the hole in his foot and got blood everywhere and slipped on it. T. Then fell back and cut open his side on the desk and smashed his nose on the floor. There's just blood all over the place and he's laying there still sporting a boner. I grab a few towels and start applying pressure. but the blood is still flowing and getting all over the place. So we pack up and decide to take him to the ER for stitches. We get dressed and I shepherd him out to my car and put down towels and get in the car, and I proceed to back my car directly into his car. We get out and look, and it's just a scratch, and so we say duck it and head to the ER, which is just a block down the road from us. We park and head in, and the place is ducking packed with people, and we forgot masks. We get some from a nurse and we sit for about 20 minutes while he's bleeding. He gets stitches and we leave after 2 hours and head home, and the mood was a little ruined. This could literally be the plot of a bad comedy movie. 10/10. It had been months since my fianc and I had sex, which is normal for us because we don't have extremely high sex drives. And by the time we ended up having sex, it had been so long that we were both so into it and craved it like nothing else. We also always edge ourselves to finish at the same time, which just makes it that much better. 7/10. He was rough AF. Enjoyed it, but I also like a mix of speeds, rhythms. I had one that was this way. Like really calm down a bit, lol, couldn't even kiss gently. Always smacking teeth. Then he made up some excuse about his grandma, made me worried about him at the time, to leave early, and just ghosted me. It's like, I'm all for one night stand NSA fun, but at least tell me that's what we are doing. Don't lead me on and then ghost me. If there's one thing I can't stand, it's a liar. 3/10. She just starfished and declined every position switch I tried. She didn't want to give or receive oral. She just laid there. We all get those from time to time. Nope, not me. If she does this, I ducking stop. I'm not here to do something that you're unwilling to do. 6/10. It was morning sex. The morning after we had a 10/10 session. I think we were both a bit sore and turned on by the night before. 2/10 would be my gut answer, though I guess it might be a little unfair not to rate it higher, since he wasn't an asshole after or anything. He was really nervous and awkward, which made the whole encounter, well, just plain bad. And then when I tried to tell him what I needed or wanted, he did it for a second and then just stopped, basically completely ignoring my pleasure. Also, it's just plain rude to come on a girl's face/chest and then not offer her something to wipe it off with. That being said, I don't think he is a bad guy, and I don't regret the encounter at all. I just know I won't be having sex with him again. Not worth it for me. Super rude. I'd wipe it off my face/body and smear it on his. Done it before, and I'll do it again. If that ain't one way to assert your dominance. 12/10. Up until now has the best I've ever had. He has around the same body count as me, so experience is on equal footing. Has not lost on how to please me, or me him. However, I'm into BDSM. And if I'm to believe him, had never done anything related to BDSM before me. But my oh my, did he get into it once I suggested some things. He was enthusiastic and enjoyed trying stuff I'd suggest, and had initiated too. So I know he wasn't doing it just for me. He definitely enjoyed himself heaps as well. He's amazing. He can be sweet and gentle and slow, pampering me for hours, and just as naturally he can be dominant and intimidating, in the fun way. He doesn't mind switching a bit either. Just 12/10 really. I wish we could keep doing it. Why can't you keep it going? We live in different countries. He was here for the summer. It intentionally created a baby. So 10. Very practical of you. 5. I sucked him off by the public library drunk and threw up on his dick. His dick was huge and thick. Why did I laugh? Because it's still a 5. 9/10. I felt loved and cared for. He held me and told me I was important. There were so many feelings and emotions flowing that I started to cry. He slowed and wiped the tears from my face and kissed me. I've never wanted to marry someone so ducking bad. That's really wholesome. /you/cockwaffle. I hope you guys have many more powerful encounters together. That's so wholesome it belongs on r/rimjob_Steve. 9/10. He had a bad case of whiskey dick, but went down on me for what felt like forever, and I came several times. It would have probably been 8/10. But I've had a huge crush on this guy for years and he's incredibly attractive, so I gave an extra point. W. What's a whiskey dick? Drunk and not hard? Yeah. It was a frustrating time. 10/10. There was a lot of edging. We fiddled with toys, changed positions a lot. Everything was really sensual, and she finished me with a tit job. Everything was perfect. 4/10. The chemistry and feelings are there, but when it comes to the deed, it just is kind of rough and bad. She doesn't want to try anything other than missionary and I don't get off. She seems to enjoy certain parts of it, but she's nearly asexual, so it's kind of rare. The relationship is the healthiest and most wholesome I've been in, but man, the deed is rare and just isn't good. Are you having sex with my wife? It kind of wavered between a 4 and a 10 depending on my emotional state. Sometimes he was really good when I felt connected to him and cared for. But I'd also feel very off after sex sometimes and be reminded of bad sex with someone else. I'd be telling myself this is Dan. Dan cares about me to try to stay connected. I thought it was just me and my past trauma making things distressing. But I realized after my body was just reacting to the feeling that something is wrong. Because he was treating me differently than he did initially, I started realizing he was losing interest, but he kept trying to reassure me everything was fine. It was not fine. He went from being really affectionate to only wanting something casual and telling me he didn't remember asking me to be his girlfriend. At least he always tried to make me come though. I know you didn't ask, but I would cut ties before you ruin the experience forever. Yes. Thanks. I have. I feel like it's already been ruined, oh lol. Wish he broke up with me instead of making me start every conversation about how something felt off. 1/10. He was a narcissistic piece of shit who would roll over and poke me until I moved away from him or let him put it in. No foreplay, no kissing or sensuality, no care if I was ready for sex or if I got pleasure. After a few lazy pumps, and I do mean a few, he'd come in me, then get up and go duck with other women. I found out about later. He used to take those shitty ed pills you can buy from some gas stations. Black Rhino, Black Ant King, SWAG. I'd find those little bottles the pills came in and didn't know what they were until I saw them at the gas stations myself. You all might have seen them. Such a piece of shit. I'm so glad to be free of him. Good for you. No one needs a guy like that in their life. Glad you're doing much better. Thank you so much. I only wish I had left sooner, but I'm much better. 9/10. I sucked his cock on the couch, which always gets me dripping. Then we moved to the bedroom, where he threw me on the bed and ate me like he was starving. He pulled me up onto my knees, where he just took me while pulling my hair and holding my waist. I came and felt my pussy throb around his cock. I blew him again for a moment before he pushed me on my back and ravished me again. He held me legs on his shoulders and pounded me until we both came together. Damn. What would be a 10/10 for you? The same on acid. 7/10. Since I bought the Satisfyer Pro to my GFR sex sessions are way based on her pleasure only. She comes multiple times each time using her toy, and only at the end will she allow me to enter her and come as fast as possible cause she's already done. Can't complain cause I love watching her get off, but I hope it won't stay like that for too long. Maybe suggest doggy style while using the toy and communicate when you're each getting close. 7/10. Quickie with the husband. Always appreciate the dick, but sometimes I want it for more than 15 minutes lol. Wait. 15 minutes is a quickie? Depends on what your standard romp in the hair is, I suppose. 9/10. Physically and emotionally amazing. It was like he knew what I needed, even when I didn't even realize it. Took his sweet time with foreplay, letting me move things along at my pace. Told me to ask for what I needed. Went down on me. Showed vulnerability and how much he cares for me. Only thing missing was me being able to relax enough to come. But that's entirely on me and not letting him continue long enough, cause he found all the right spots with ease. Worth mentioning, it wasn't movie perfect and had awkward moments. But that's part of real sex. So cute. 9/10. Haven't seen him in a while and missed him lots. He also spent a lot on foreplay, which I appreciated. 8/10. It was great, but it could have been better because we were super tired lol. -3/10. Whiskey dick. 10/10 because it was with my girlfriend whom I love very much and I'm very lucky to have in my life. We have been stressed out because we're in the midst of getting financing for the house we are to be building soon and have just been trying to eliminate all of the debt we can as well as save. So it's kinda hard to do both at the same time. Needless to say, because of our goal orientation, we've been lacking in our sexual relationships a bit. But we just got back from vacation and it was the refresher we needed. I love her to death and I'm glad we are getting back to normal and banging all the time rather than being stressed out. Please click subscribe if you enjoyed this video.